Good morning, students. Our today's topic is lines of curvature as parametric curves. So, the first theorem is the necessary and sufficient condition for the parametric curves to be line of curvature is f and m both are 0. Now, what are parametric curves? If we take the equation of the surface given by r is equal to r uv, then by taking either u is equal to constant or v is equal to constant, we get the curves which are called parametric curves. So let us take u is equal to constant and v is equal to constant. These be the parametric curves. Now because u is constant, so we get du is equal to 0, and for v is equal to constant we get dv is equal to 0. So the combined differential equation of these two parametric curves is given by du into dv is equal to 0. Now as we already discussed the differential equation of lines of curvature, it is given by em minus fl into du square plus en minus gl into du dv plus fn minus gm into dv square is equal to 0. Now let us take the line of curvature be taken as parametric curves. Now because the principal directions are orthogonal, and we already discussed in chapter 4 the necessary and sufficient condition for parametric curves to be orthogonal is f must be 0. So here f will be 0. Now comparing the equations 1 and equation 2, from here we can see that the coefficient of du square, that is 0, it means em minus fl, that will be 0. The coefficient of dv square, that is also 0, it means fn minus gm, that is 0. And from here we can see that en minus gl, that will not be equal to 0. Now as f is 0, substituting f is equal to 0 here, we get this equation will become em is equal to 0. This will become gm is equal to 0. So from here we get m is equal to 0. Thus we have obtained both conditions, f is equal to 0 and m is equal to 0. So these are the necessary conditions for the parametric curves to be line of curvature. Now let us discuss the sufficient condition. Now we are given that f and m are 0. Therefore, substituting these two values in the equation 2 means the equation of line of curvature. If we substitute f and m 0 there, we get en minus gl into du dv is equal to 0. Now because this is non-zero, so from here we get du into dv is equal to 0, which is the combined differential equation of the parametric curves u is equal to constant and v is equal to constant. So this completes the theorem. Next, there is an important theorem in differential geometry, which is Euler's theorem. Euler's theorem gives the normal curvature at any point of a given surface in terms of principal curvatures. So if we have kappa n as normal curvature at any point on a surface and kappa a, kappa b be the principal curvatures, then kappa n is given by kappa a cos square psi plus kappa b sin square psi, where psi is the angle between the direction du dv of normal section and the principal direction dv is equal to 0. Thus we can say psi is the angle which the direction du dv of the normal section makes with the principal direction dv is equal to 0. So we are to prove this relation. Now let us take the line of curvature be taken as parametric curves. U is equal to constant and V is equal to constant. as we already discussed in the above theorem, for the necessary and sufficient condition for the parametric curves to be line of curvature is that f and m both are 0. And also we already discussed the formula for normal curvature. Normal curvature at any point on a surface is denoted by kappa n, and it is given by L du square plus 2m du dv plus n dv square divided by E du square plus 2f du dv plus g dv square. Now because f and m are 0, so substituting their values, we get kappa n is equal to L du square plus n dv square divided by E du square plus g dv square. Now, as we already discussed in chapter 4, that for the parametric curve v is equal to constant, the direction coefficients are given by 1 upon under root e, 0, and for the parametric curve u is equal to constant, the direction coefficients are given by 0, 1 upon under root g. Now, let us find the value of kappa and kappa b. Now, corresponding to kappa a is the principal curvature, corresponding to the curve v is equal to constant. So v is equal to constant implies dv is equal to 0. So substituting dv is equal to 0 in the equation 1, we get the principal curvature kappa a that will be given by L upon E, and kappa b is also the principal curvature which is obtained corresponding to u is equal to constant. It means du is equal to 0. So we can put du is equal to 0 in the equation 1. So we get the principal curvature kappa b given by n upon g. Now let us take v is equal to constant, this be one of the parametric curves, and u is equal to constant, this is another parametric curve, and let this be the tangent to the curve v is equal to constant, this is tangent to the curve u is equal to constant, and this psi is the angle between the direction du dv with the tangent at the curve v is equal to constant. Now, as we already discussed in the chapter 4, if we have two principal directions Lm and L dash m dash with the direction coefficients, then cos of the angle between the directions is given by E into LL dash plus F into LM dash plus ML dash plus GMM dash, and sin psi is given by LM dash minus ML dash into H. Now we use these two formulas to find here cos psi and sin psi. Now here taking these 1 by root t and 0 as Lm, and du by ds and dv by ds as L dash and m dash. Du by ds and dv by ds, these are the direction coefficients corresponding to the direction ratios du dv. So let us apply the formula. Cos psi is given by ELL dash plus F into LM dash plus ML dash plus GMM dash. Now F is 0, so this term will become 0. Also M is 0 here. So substituting the values, we get the value of cos psi, which is given by under root E into du by ds. And sin psi is obtained by using this formula, L into m dash minus m into L dash into h. Now m is already 0 here, so substituting the value, we get sin psi is equal to under root g into dv by ds. Now in the chapter 4 we already discussed ds square is equal to E du square plus 2f du dv plus g dv square, and here because f is 0, so ds square will become E du square plus g dv square. Now from the equation 1, kappa n is given by L du square plus n dv square divided by ds square. This can further be written in the form L du by ds whole square plus n dv by ds whole square. Now substituting the values of du by ds and dv by ds from the above equations, we get the value of kappa n, which is given by L cos square psi upon E plus n sin square psi upon G. Now from here we have obtained, this is kappa A, L upon E is kappa A and n upon G is kappa B. So we get kappa n is equal to kappa A cos square psi plus kappa B sin square psi. So this proves the Euler's theorem. Next is a deduction, Dupin's theorem. With the help of this theorem, it states that the sum of normal curvatures into orthogonal directions is equal to the sum of principal curvatures at that point. So let us take two normal curvatures into orthogonal directions on a given surface. One is denoted by kappa n1, second is denoted by kappa n2. These are the normal curvatures, and let us take the principal curvatures with kappa A and kappa B. Then we are to show that kappa n1 plus kappa n2 is equal to kappa A plus kappa B. This is called Dupin's theorem. So let us take, in order to prove this theorem, you will have to prove the above theorem firstly. Now using that theorem, in that theorem psi is the angle between the first direction and the principal direction, dv is equal to 0. Then the angle between the second direction and the principal direction, du is equal to 0. That will be psi plus pi by 2. Now using Euler's theorem for the two directions, kappa n1 is given by kappa A cos square psi plus kappa B sin square psi, and kappa n2, for this direction the angle is pi by 2 plus psi. So replacing psi by pi by 2 plus psi in this equation, we get kappa n2 is equal to kappa A cos square 90 plus psi plus kappa B sin square 90 plus psi. Now cos 90 plus psi is minus sin psi, and sin 90 plus psi, that is cos psi. So kappa n2 is given by kappa A into sin square psi plus kappa B into cos square psi. Now adding the two equations, we get kappa n1 plus kappa n2 is equal to, here cos square psi plus sin square psi, that will become 1. So this will become kappa A, and from here adding these two terms, again cos square psi plus sin square psi, that will become 1. So that will become kappa B. So we get kappa n1 plus kappa n2 is equal to kappa A plus kappa B. So this proves that the sum of normal curvatures into orthogonal directions is equal to the sum of principal curvatures at that point. And this completes the proof of Dupin's theorem.